political rhetoric by either side, and by the media, we're killing ourselves. Marauders, welcome back to the channel. I wanted to make this video for the better part of a month, and then the assassination attempt on former President Trump in Butler, Pennsylvania is mainly a video about a reflection on ourselves and how we represent our opinions to others and our children. So rather than boring you standing in front of my bike looking at my ugly face, let's get on this beautiful machine that I believe is built in Pennsylvania. Let's get on the road. Give you a run up of this small town. Give you a run down Main Street. By the way, this motorcycle was made in York, Pennsylvania. Harley has a big assembly plant in York, Pennsylvania. I believe the Road Glide, Street Glide are made in York. And it's quite a facility. My father is from Johnsonburg, Pennsylvania, born and raised there. And interesting sidelight to that, when he was a child during World War II, and his brother was actually serving in the Third Army in Europe, when a soldier would come home that died in the war, he would go to the cemetery. It was Johnsonburg, Pennsylvania cemetery was on a hill above the town, and he would go in the woods and play taps, something he's done his entire life until he died, was played taps for fallen police officers, firefighters, and veterans who die at their funerals. And a very picturesque cemetery in town. And then I've done my first law enforcement firearms certification training was done in Pittsburgh at their county range, my God, over 30 years ago. And I've been to Pittsburgh many times before, driven through Butler, Pennsylvania. Look at this town. Like so many small towns across the United States, this is the heart of our country. And I off-road ride quite a bit in Pennsylvania. Cottersport, Pennsylvania, Bradford, Pennsylvania, Kissel, I want to say motorsports, but that might not be the right term. The BMW dealership was deep into southwestern Pennsylvania. Beautiful drive to that dealership from western New York. So when I go into Pennsylvania, this is Trump country. They're believers in Trump. Even after he lost the first election, there were Trump signs that never came down. That's why he went to this area, because they are strong supporters of Trump. And what was that? A beautiful house, interesting house. So in Philadelphia is Biden country. I'm sure he would have a rally in Philadelphia for his supporters, which there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Go where your supporters are to have your rallies. Let's cut to the chase. We're destroying ourselves too much. This political rhetoric by either side, and by the media, we're killing ourselves. And it's sad to see that. And I close out with saying that we have to respect each other's opinions. And of my videos, I always say, let's respect each other's opinion. We have different opinions. and we have to respect that. I was at a party last night, and I have I am far from a perfect father, far from a perfect husband, and I know this because my family numerous occasions presents me a list of why I'm not a perfect husband or father. I say that sarcastically, but then all of you know that if you're a father or husband, that's kind of true. That's what you get. So one thing I pride myself on is I don't push my political opinion, especially on my children or my wife. I have never told my children who to vote for, never told my wife who to vote for. And I if there is something on the news that makes one candidate look bad and my children would harp on it, I would always try to see the other side, point out the other side to them. You know, play both sides, represent both sides of the political opinion. Some of you may think that's crazy, but I believe it's reality. We can't just take one media source. I just had this thing in, they plugged it in. I have it in sport mode. She's running pretty nice. We can't be so aggressive with our political opinion that we're destroying each other and ourselves. And the culmination of that is an assassination attempt on someone running for president of the United States, Donald Trump. And we're, in a small way, we're all to blame for that because we feed into the media one channel or the other. Let's say, and I try to watch both. Fox is very pro-Trump. CNN is very pro-Biden up until the debate, and the wheels kind of fell off that. I watch both opinions, and I recommend that to my children. Educate yourself. Just don't believe what you see on the news or on YouTube. Watch different newscasts, news stations, read different newspapers, read different YouTube or watch different YouTube channels who express their political opinion. Educate yourself and then go in and vote. And don't mock. I was mocked and made fun of by a close friend of mine because I wouldn't love Governor Cuomo and I wouldn't hate President Trump. And I'm somewhat a moderate, but I favor the Republican opinion in most cases. And I don't think Trump is perfect, but I wouldn't hate him. And I wouldn't love Governor Cuomo. And this person was not normally very aggressive, was very aggressive with me and opinionated on it. And, told me I tell my kids who to vote for and my wife who to vote for. Don't let them vote for this President Trump. And I would never, boy, is this a view or what? Is this a view or what? Wow. I've never done that, nor will I do that. I've never forced my opinion on my children or my spouse, my wife. I was at a party last night, the day of the assassination attempt, and two people that hate Trump. They frankly said they hated Trump. Said, they didn't want to see him assassinated, but they would have liked if he had a stroke or a hemorrhage, cerebral hemorrhage on stage, or heart attack, and he died while giving his speech. These are good people. There's just so much deep feeling in them regarding the 45th president of the United States, but that's not even a good thing to say jokingly. I wouldn't say that about an opposing candidate that I didn't like. That's just not good. And when I told them that, they kind of backed off a little bit. We can't think that way. We can't be that aggressive in our political opinion, because although most of us can filter it out, know that no matter what happens in an election, we're going to have another shot. We have faith that we'll have another opportunity to cast a vote who we want in 4 years, and that hopefully our union, the United States, is strong enough to survive a president we don't like, with no matter Republican or Democrat, that it can survive it. But a lot of people, including the young man, the assassin, they don't see that. For some reason, their life is in a position where it just doesn't register with them, and they feel they have to take matters into their own hands. And there's no winner in the end result. There's none. My God, is this beautiful. I've never been down this direction on this road. So as I said in the opening, I wanted to make this video for a while, and before the assassination attempt, and just so you'd have a little more depth, not just, but so you'd have a little more depth when I say let's respect each other's opinions. And I learned that from my mother. I made a video about that years ago. I'll put it at the end if you want to watch it. I'm not sure if it was titled My Mother's President, but I pray no matter what president wins an election, I hope that they're successful. I don't want to see any president fail, because if the president fails, we all fail. I'll mention that a little later in the video. I was almost hit on that road. I'd almost like to reenact it in this video, but maybe that should be another video. I was almost hit on that road, and it was my fault, and I was lucky. The person that almost hit me was an observant driver. Oh, is he going to hit me with his trailer? Mastercraft. That's a ski boat. Center engine. Some of you may think the video is wishy-washy, and if you're a Democrat, I support your Democratic opinion. If you're a Republican, support your Republican opinion. We have the right to have different opinions and vote for whoever we want. I don't believe we have to feel it in ourselves that we need to aggressively push our political opinion on others, because I had that done to me many times over my life, and it's not fun. Even when someone is for a party, a candidate within the same party. And a lot of times I have people get in their face about a political opinion, they don't even vote for the president. So there's so many things, rather than confronting people with your political opinion, you can do. One, you can vote. You can send money to your candidate. You can volunteer for your candidate. What you shouldn't do is aggressively taunt people, bully people into taking up your opinion on a certain candidate. And with my children, I encourage them to find the answers for themselves, research it themselves. Watch debates. Go to the candidate's website. Isn't this better, giving you this view? And of course, we're going to pray. I'll do it in a closeout. We'll pray for the victims, the casualties. My opinion, even the shooter is a casualty. That person was lost. There was a candidate who was running in the Democratic Party, a woman, I can't remember her name, and during a debate, she said, we need to love each other. In her closing comments, we need to all love each other. And the crowd, my family erupted with laughter. The crowd at the debate erupted in laughter over it. And I thought, and it was a cute comment. And idealistic comment, right? And I thought to myself, it would be nice if we could all love each other. At the very least, can't we respect that we have different opinions and respect that's what our nation was founded on, that we can have different opinions, to accept that? In an election, half of us are going to be winners and half of us are going to be losers. We have to get over that. It is what it is. You know, it's the outcome. That's part of having the freedom to vote in our leaders, and we have to live with these results. And if we don't like the results, do what we can legally do. Stay within the law to advocate for what you believe in. And that doesn't involve tearing a city apart or breaking the law, right? What I'm going to do, of course, I'm going to pray for Trump. Going to pray for all the casualties. One person died, 2 people I believe are in critical condition. I'm going to pray for them and pray for our country, that we can stay positive even when we disagree. We have to. We can't destroy ourselves. We cannot destroy ourselves. We have to be better than that. I'm going to turn into this parking lot. I love these small towns. Where am I? Hiram G. Lemon, Oakfield, Alabama. I don't know where I am. Pull into this pizza shop. Maybe I'll get a drink. Water. Feel like driving you through this small town. I just love them. I'm at Lewiston Road and Allegheny Road. All right, Marauders, that's it. I'm going to shut down the video, drive a little further up the street and turn around, put these cameras away.